Have you ever wondered what would happen if you sit down and sew every day for an hour a day for 30 days? That was my question over November. And after, again, visiting the law of consistency, I decided to put it to the test. The law of consistency says, it's a law by John Maxwell, it says, small, steady and repeated actions rather than sporadic bursts of effort lead to significant compounded results over time. By doing this challenge for myself, I decided to apply the law of consistency. So what I did is I did a live every day for 30 days for an hour. And by doing it as a live, people kept me accountable. Because one of the things that I've learned through the years with having ADHD, there is a place where I can have the most amazing intentions, but it's not to say I'm going to stick to it because squirrel, and I'm off on another direction. So by doing it like this, it forced me to stick to the program. Because for me, it is the one thing that I really hate, is when I promise to do something and I don't do it. Here are the things that I've learned. Number 1, there was a compounding effect. I was amazed at how much I got done at the end of it. So every day I would sit down for that hour and it would be a little bit here and a little bit there. And I didn't think much of it for the hour while I would be busy. But at the end of the hour, I would be so amazed at how much was done. I would sometimes cut out beforehand. I did make quite a lot of Christmas presents through this process. And I also finished some things that has been lying around for a long time. And at the end of the 30 days, I looked back and I couldn't believe the amount of things that was actually finished. The next thing, there's discipline over motivation. Motivation is the thing that gets you started. Now with me, I have motivation because I want a new dress. And then I miss the deadline for the new dress, and then that set dress lands up in my whip pile for the next 3 years to be continued. And so, with discipline, that sewing every day, I was able to sit down and actually finish a few things that has been cut out for quite some time. And I would do that for an hour and then move on. So out of the discipline over motivation, I would keep on sewing even when I did not feel like it, because there were people waiting for me to join them for a sewing session. The next thing is it built momentum. When I started the first day, I did not want to do it. I struggled every moment just to get this machine threaded or to sew the next thing. But after day 3 and day 5 and day 6, it got faster. The starting that hour was not so difficult as it was the first day. And by the end of it, it was natural for me to just sit down and do it without trying to motivate myself and convince myself to get going. Then, success is a process. So previously in my life, I would sit down, I would start sewing, and I would not stop until that thing is done. And then I would have burnout for a few days because my body is in pain and my head's not working and I cannot face my machine without having a meltdown. This was a process of every day sitting down. At the end of the hour, I would stop. Sometimes if I had energy, I would continue a little bit, but I never forced myself to finish anything because I knew tomorrow I was going to sit and sew again. I did not become a good sewist and designer just by sitting down for one day. I've literally been doing this for 40 years. And it meant that a lot of things I've learned and it became second nature. But in the last while, I forgot about those things. I forgot that certain things are second nature for me, but not for everyone. And this was a reminder to remember the things I've learned, but also to acknowledge the things I do not know yet and to go out and find ways of learning them. The thing that I've also learned is there's a compounding effect. Tiny daily efforts accumulate into massive progress over weeks, months, years. And those little things that you do every day is not just for that thing that you do. It's also changing the way your brain works. Where previously it's a mission and it's frustrating or it's exciting, now it is just part of the process. And it made it so much easier. So what did I finish over this time? I did finish the tweed skirt that I started in the winter. I finished the jumpsuit that I started while I was still in America. I still need to put the grommets in, but I'll get there. I finished a top, an upcycle top. I did all the Christmas presents for all the friends and also for my sister's business. I did a heap of alterations, which I was so chuffed about because it's been laying around forever and a day. I also finished some orders that was kind of on the back burner because I did not feel like doing it. I worked on my quilt. I winded some yarn that has been literally in my kist over there for 7 years. And I finally started knitting the ranunculus sweater. I'm still just on row 15, but it's fine. I am knitting on it. And the best thing of all is I have found some people that speaks my language. I've known a lot of you, and a lot of you have been with me since I started this channel, but it was so lovely to see your things on my community post of what you were making, to hear what you were thinking about, all the questions, because I did ask a lot of questions, and how your brain works, and the things that makes you excited, and the things that you don't like doing. I think, looking back, that was one of my most favorite things. I did make notes, and I just want to quickly come and see what else there was. Oh, this was also important. Sewing every day is hard, but the results were so worth it. I also built back my sewing stamina. Sadly, I lost a lot of that because right after that, I had to go and house sit, and the house sit was extended for a few days, and in the end, a 4-day house sit turned into 10 days. And when I got back, some things happened, and sewing was not at the top list of my priority list. But I did learn that it is possible. Next, I proved to myself that I can work, not because of deadlines, but because it is fun. You see, most of my sewing life was built around deadlines. This bride needed her dress, and that child needed her prom dress, and this customer needed her new wardrobe, and so my days were running into each other without ever stopping. And somewhere in those hectic days, I would fit in maybe something for myself. Now, I am making a point of doing more things for myself, and that is what the last 3 years of changing things have also done for me. It taught me that I am worth having new things. Where previously it was just an afterthought, and it would be the easiest thing so that I can quickly get it done. I also find it became easier over time. I'm looking at my machine there, sitting at that machine, some days have been really hard. But by doing it every day, I've learned a few things about my setup, how it works better. Because when you start over every 3 or 4 days, then you kind of start over with everything. But by sitting down every day, I learned my machine needed to move a little bit to the left because then the light is better. I learned that if I cut out, I need to not cut out more than 3 things because then I feel overwhelmed. And so there were a lot of lessons I've learned over this time. What I also found is I did not have to think. I did not have to think, what am I going to sew? Because the things were ready. I did not have to think, how do I do this again? Because yesterday I worked on it and today I could just continue. So my muscle memory came back. I kind of lost it after a few years of not sewing so much. Threading the machine became faster. Unpicking became much faster because I did unpick a lot because that's part of the process of sewing. It's like editing your writing. You're not going to take the first draft of anything that you wrote and just print it and send it out to the world. You will edit it until you're happy. And sewing is the same thing. Sometimes you have to edit it through unpicking until you are happy. The best thing is it was fun because I had not have to self-motivate, and it gave me permission to stop. So self-motivate, there was a place for that, but there was also the thing of there's people waiting to spend time with me. And as you know, I love people. I love hearing how you think and what you dream of and all the little nuances in how you present yourself. To me, it makes my heart sing. because I think the way people are made is just so incredible, and that each one is unique. Each one of you are unique and fearfully and wonderfully made, and it was such a privilege to get to know some of you. And that's my last point. I love the community that was built around it. Speaking of community, I've decided I'm going to start a school community. It will be free for the first while, and I will make it paid later on because I do have to pay for a school community on the school platform. I ended up with the school community because the live sessions can be done very much like Zoom, where we can all talk to each other, and that has been my heart. It's always been my heart. This needs to be a place of community. This needs to be a place where you feel safe and where you know you're not alone, because sewing can be quite a lonely place sometimes. And this way, there's a place where you can come and chat to like-hearted people. Another thing that I love is that if I have to leave while we have a live session, the rest of you can keep on chatting to each other. And it will close down as everybody leaves the room, or if I come back and close it. And that is the best thing ever. There's a place where no matter where in the world you are, we can all at the same time chat and sew or knit or even paint or whatever is the thing that makes you happy. And so, back to the point. What did 30 days of sewing every day taught me? It taught me that I can be consistent. It taught me that I can get much more done than I think. It taught me that there is amazing people out there. And most of all, it made me realize that I do not always disappoint myself, because I've gone down a spiral of feeling disappointed because there's been so many places where I said I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, not to anybody else, just to myself, and then I don't do it. And I started not believing myself. And the one thing that is really important is you need to know that you can trust yourself. And I forgot that. And so, it's a new year. And I'm ready to get back into everything. And I hope you will join me and come along on all of the sewing adventures. But I'm also planning on doing a bit more other things, like maybe a vlog or two, or just sorting out my room. I hope you will join me, and I hope you will come over to my school community and join me over there as well. That link will be in the description below. Let's take 2026. And make it the year where we are consistent. Make it the year where we are true to ourselves. Make it the year where when we say we're going to do something, we do it. For nobody else, but because we have to believe that we can trust ourselves. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.